Um, Thought I'd make a little video to show you guys how I did all that Claude Code stuff, how I set them all up, and how like how they've been running. So as to what they made, I'm still working on the EigenCode V1. I've done like a really comprehensive overhaul, and I basically set it up so that they're all working in the code base at the same time. Um, and to show you like just how I did this and what I mean by like bridging them to EigenCode and stuff, like what I would basically do, like so now I'm like banned across all my I don't know, like my IP and my cards and shit, but a guy from Anthropic, he like told me to DM him, so hopefully I'll get unbanned and then I'll be able to like do a demo later when that happens where I can like show it. But basically I would open up a Claude code and then so just open your terminal on a folder, type Claude, and then I have this start session, which is like it starts this is how I like load it with context and get it like in the layered multi-agent network, right? So I would start session, then I would tell it what to do. So it would be like start session, then you could say like cargo check or whatever. But I'm like banned. So I'll show you guys like what start session actually does. So when I run the start session script, it basically like I tried to think like what are the ideal conditions I can give an agent for working on something. So when I run the start session script, it like gives it context for the code base. It gives it like tools like logging tools, MCP bridge. This is to use EigenCode. So with the MCP bridge, they could access basically like advanced memory and tools and like some cognitive stuff, and then they can also use EigenCode to make daemons. So basically, it's like I'm using Claude Code and then using Claude Code to use EigenCode to make Claude Code even better. And you could like be like, why don't you just use EigenCode for all of it? And I mean, eventually I'll try doing that too. But I think the main thing is I was really like blown away when Claude 4 got released because it just seems to me like it's really good, at least at Rust programming. So basically like the thing with this is maybe also why I got banned. I made 5 Claude Max accounts, so it's like people think, I would be spending like $1,000 per hour running 12 Claudes. Like, no, dude, I'm spending $1,000 per month, and then I can run like with 5 Claude accounts, that's $1,000 per month. You can run like 15 Claudes, like almost 24/7. So yeah, like. But yeah, so basically I run this start session script, and then when the start session script starts, and then I have my commands or like tasks afterwards, then it just gives it all this context, different like MD files for the compilation status, the different like daemons that are active, different scripts to use, like just a bunch of stuff, like file operations, which tools it can use for files or for execution, project management, um, MCP commands. So it just like tries to, just give it the ideal conditions, load it with all the documentation it needs to know, and just gives it like an overview of the code base, overview of, how everything's working. And then it also shows it the the multi-agent like network status. So they each w would like, tag a I haven't like cleared the cache, so it says there's like 20, but they would each basically like tag a network session or like a agent session. You can kind of see how it works here. So there's like task claiming where they claim tasks and then they can like lock in on a file path so that you don't have like several agents trying to edit the same file at once. And then when they claim the tasks, there's like a shared intelligent to-do system in the code base. So there's like everything's fleshed out with like to-dos of what needs to be done next and what needs to be done next and what needs to be done next. And then there's this huge to-do system, and then they can claim tasks and lock in on files, um, essentially. And then that's kind of how they coordinate, and then it gets like automatically updated, um, with file changes and stuff like that. And then there's for the cargo, there's this cargo, or maybe before I show you that, basically like a part of when I run like the start session script is there it runs these it like runs a bunch of scripts inside it as well. So there's like a Claude session in it Pi, right, which like gives it all the MCP and tool access and stuff like that, and access like a bridge to EigenCode. And then there's a context loader which loads it with context across a bunch of different things. Um, so yeah, so that's basically how that works. And then for the I also have this thing for the cargo. So with my cargo, I have a cargo daemon that like every 5 minutes it updates the cargo logs, and it gives it a latest. And basically, this means that the agents, they don't, when they're working in the code base, they don't have to run cargo checks. They can just go check the logs every single time. And this also just makes it a lot more effective, and it makes it like also prevents, basically, if you like, before I had that, there was just a ton of time waste where they're all trying to run cargo builds at the same time to like check their work or stuff like that. So with this, it just, it just like streamlined it completely. But yeah, basically they've just been working on like EigenCode, and I can't really like I've already probably like shown too much in this video than that I feel comfortable with, but like once the V1 gets released, I think it'll all make sense. I'm also working on some, since EigenCode has gotten so, it's gotten way out of scope. I just have a huge monorepo where I just have so many different tools I'm working on at the same time. But I'm considering like, I think I might open source something and release it soon. So look forward to that. But yeah, see you guys later.